Like everything on the internet, there are a lot of videos about how to have a daily routine. And typically, it's not only how to have the daily routine, it's how to have the perfect daily routine. And we have also done many videos on routines. Routine, of course, is very important, but I feel sometimes there's one thing that all of those videos, including ours, are missing. And in this video, I want to talk about exactly that. A couple of years ago, I was hanging out with Betto, the ninja drummer. Like us, he also does social media, and he is, as his name implies, an excellent musician. And Betto told me something that has stuck with me ever since. What he said was, you'll watch a lot of motivational videos and you're motivated while you're watching it, but typically it's only while you're watching it. It's almost like you need another hit of that motivational adrenaline.
It's really hard to make people believe in themselves every day.
And I gotta say, in many ways, I agree, because I'm the same way. You'll read a motivational book, you'll watch a motivational video, and it amps you up, you get going. It's the inspiring music. But then as soon as it's over, well, then it's up to you to get things done. And you can begin to set expectations really high really quickly, especially when watching routine videos where they're saying, do this at exactly this time, don't forget to do this. You're feeling that sense of anxiety, you're feeling that sense of stress, and if maybe you miss one check mark along the way, you are inclined to quit. I know I have been in the past, and I want to go over some of the things which have helped me in order to avoid those pitfalls. Let's start right from the beginning. Most daily routine videos on YouTube often promote the idea that you're not working hard enough and you should be achieving more. In fact, one of the most important things that most routine videos neglect to tell you is that you need to find balance. Productivity isn't about endless work and a rigid routine. It's about working smarter and finding a sustainable balance that works for your unique needs. Ignore the always on mentality. True success comes from sustainable effort and consistent progress, not endless grinding. A perfect example of that is I had a little bit of downtime a couple weeks ago. My kids wanted to play some games, so I thought, let's do something special. I downloaded some on my phone, and a couple of the ones I got, I realized after a period of time, this isn't even fun. I was literally just grinding away at this game in order to get levels, and I had to sit back and think, even in my downtime, I'm working, and what am I working on? So you really need to be able to step away from yourself, whether it's work or relaxation, and go, am I enjoying this or am I just grinding away mindlessly? And that leads perfectly into keeping the fun alive. Don't sacrifice what makes you happy for the sake of productivity. A little fun can actually boost your motivation and your creativity. And by that, you need to set your limits. Know them and respect them. Don't be afraid to say no to anything that throws you off balance or leads to burnout. Saying no can be one of the hardest things to do, but it can also be one of the most rewarding things to do. You can almost instantly feel that weight off your back, and it frees you up to do the things that you would really like to do. And the more you become comfortable with yourself, the more you can be yourself. Productivity isn't a one-size-fits-all game. Find techniques that match your personality, work style, and lifestyle. And in the process, recharge and refuel. Don't underestimate the power of rest. Prioritize sleep and downtime to recharge and come back stronger. You'll constantly see videos with entrepreneurs or maybe wannabe entrepreneurs who are saying, sleep less, do more. Remember, sleep is an integral part of your experience and everyone's experience. Without it, we can become moody, agitated, we can shorten our lifespan, and we can have a much worse time overall. So remember to take those moments to recharge and refuel. Forget the comparison game. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your progress and celebrate your unique wins, because chances are they're gonna be very different than others. I have found myself many times in the past comparing myself to others, but they are on a different parallel road than you are. Even if they seem the same, a lot of times I like to quote, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Especially in the day and age of social media, a lot of times people are showing you exactly what they want to show you. So continually try to use other people as inspiration, but also remember that you are your own unique individual. Play the long game. Choose sustainable practices that you can maintain over time. Consistency is key to lasting success. A perfect example of this is a year ago, I made a daily routine video, and in it, I mentioned that I was taking a little bit of time every single day to write. It's one of my passions, and I really wanted to try to finish my first novel. It went a little slower than I would have liked it to, and there were periods of time when I wasn't writing nearly as much as I'd like to, or maybe even stopped altogether, but I told myself I have to continue doing it, even if it's just a little bit. A famous author, Stephen King, writes 2,000 words a day. I couldn't get anywhere close to that, but I didn't give up. And I'm very happy to say that the writing is still well underway. And if you'd like to check it out, there's a link in the description. It's free, and I'm gonna be constantly updating the doc every single week with new chapters. I'm really excited about it. If you got some free time and you wanna read an escapist novel written by one of the buff dudes, feel free to check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments, maybe DM me on Instagram. I'm really proud of it. Brandon's helped with the artwork, and it's a perfect example of what you can do if you just consistently chip away at something. It's gonna be small, but over time you can look back and go, wow, those footsteps led to miles and miles of progress. The next big thing to keep in mind is one goal at a time. Forget multitasking. Focus on one task and crush it before moving on to the next. This is another one that really held me back because I would make these lists that broke down everything. I mean, what I should be eating, when I should be doing this, when I should be doing the workout, when I should be creating my meal, how many footsteps it would take me to get to the refrigerator and back. You can just overwhelm yourself to death. And then again, if you miss one, if you miss two, all of a sudden it's the dominoes falling down. You're going, well, I'm not getting anything done. You get stressed out, and then you find yourself doing nothing. So by just finishing one thing and then moving on to the next, I found that I was much more productive overall. And this next one ties into the refueling and recharging, and it's take a breather. Step away from your work for a few minutes to clear your head and come back refreshed. Short breaks can actually boost productivity, whether it's production or maybe even you're having an argument. You just need a second to clear your head before you say anything that maybe you wish you wouldn't have, or maybe you even do a bit of sloppy work you wish you wouldn't have. Breaks can be extremely important, and they can be those tiny little recharges and refuels that you really need to optimize your body and mind. Overall, it's really important to remind yourself that once again, there's no one size fits all approach. Focus on finding what works best for you and prioritize your well-being alongside your productivity goals. And to wrap it up, that is what I have found that most daily routine or productivity videos are missing. You don't need to be the perfect version of yourself. You just need to try to optimize your time and make the most of it. Not working harder, just working more efficiently with what you have. So you have plenty of time for friends, family, and to enjoy the hobbies that you love doing, while also balancing work and means of providing for those you love. And I want to give a big thanks to TLF Apparel for making this video possible. I'm wearing their stuff. They make great clothes, and you can grab some of your own at tlfapparel.com using code TLF-buff for 15% off. We got a really great video coming up next week. Brandon's working on it. It's all about social media, which ties in perfectly with this one. Until then, see you next time, and of course, stay buff.